Don't bug out. All right, we are live. It's Love Death and Taxes. Today we're going to be talking about Valentine's Day, which is a perfect section for love, of course. How was your Valentine's Day, Agnes? What did you do?
Well, we had a very nice and quiet Valentine's Day this year, but then the celebration is still yet to
Oh,
take
you
place.
you,
So
you
yes,
had
so
more happening.
I'll share that with you next week.
Oh
But
boy,
we have absolutely amazing plans.
it's great to have multiple days, right? It doesn't have to be one day. And the fact that next week, Monday, is a day off in the United States for most people here. It's
Yes,
it's President's Day, so it's actually an extra day. That then
it's
it
a
works
whole
out.
week. It's a whole week of celebration, not
Yeah,
just one.
honestly, yeah, it's a great, nice week. The kids are having that situation where they are home all day next week. And I'm like, what? You're doing what? And so, guess who has to go stay there? I want them to make sure that they're okay. It is
Yeah.
what it is. But let's talk about Valentine's Day a little bit more. I had some weird things happen. I do some weird things, so I want to talk about
Tell me all about it. Share.
that. Exactly. Mm. And the first weird thing I do on Valentine's Day is drinking sorrow, which is supposed to be a Christmas drink, but I make it anyway. I love to do that. Let's do it. Okay, so sorrow is like the hibiscus plant, so it's a little sour, and that's what gives it the red color. But then we also in Jamaicans put like ginger and cinnamon. Some people put allspice, and of course a
You're
little bit
supposed
of
to bring
sugar.
that over.
Hmm?
Supposed to bring that over.
I
Yes.
have I have two more bags, so I'll make you some before. I didn't have enough ginger in it. And you said you like ginger, right?
Yes, I
You're
do.
like, okay, good. Because this was had very little ginger, and I just felt like making some, and I made some on Valentine's Day or the night before Valentine's Day, I think. But yeah,
Mhm.
it was definitely it is a Christmas drink. I normally make it during Christmas, but I just didn't get to it this year, and I still have two bags now. Well, now one and a half bags
Mhm.
of it, and I'll make another batch so you can have it. So it's a red thing, so it's kind of cool to have on Valentine's Day. And usually we finish it up by then because what happens is you make it in Christmas time, and by this time it should be you should drink all of it, even though you've put
Mhm.
sometimes wine and rum in it, and it like sits around. But by this time, But this
Okay.
was this is fresh. I didn't put anything like that in there. So
Not
you
yet.
have more things that are happening, but you did get some things, right? Did you get flowers?
Oh yes, the chocolate flowers and all that. So yeah, yes, but like we're really waiting in anticipation for
And
this
some other
wonderful
experience.
thing that we were planning
Yes.
for a little while.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. That's the good stuff. That's the good stuff that's coming. I really did enjoy that, even though that wasn't like um, the thing that guys do like all the time. I kind of enjoyed, figuring out something new every year, right, for your honey, right, and have it be memorable to the point where you're like, oh yeah, we did this on that day, did this on the day. But every day could be Valentine's Day, yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. It shouldn't be, especially in a relationship. It's not like that one day a year you have to tell your spouse you are special, you mean a lot to me, and the rest of the year, who are you?
Who did? Are you the same person who's been arguing with me for the last 5 weeks about who's to take out the dog? That's right. That's right. It's
So
exactly what it is.
that, yeah, it should be very very special. I had a friend who used to, um her husband was sending her flowers to her job, like, for 1 week during the whole Valentine's week. It was fabulous. He did everything over the top. um she's like me, she enjoys dinner, dancing, theater, things like that. Let's do this all together. And so
Right.
putting it together in a weekend, that's a fabulous thing.
Okay.
And everyone was so jealous that she's got such a wonderful husband. And then right after Valentine's Day, one year we find out they're splitting up because she found the makeup of another woman on her pillow. So, you know, so don't just do things to for show off. It doesn't work, you know. Mountain of flowers not going to hide the little affairs here and there and things like that. So
That is a horrible story.
happy
Horrible.
Valentine's Day, yes.
Really good story.
So my point is, it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be
Well,
extraordinary, as long as sincere and with love. Do
yes.
what
But
you can.
what if the reason why he was sending all those flowers was because this is exactly what he was saying to himself? Oh my gosh, I got to cover up the fact that I've been cheating
Yeah.
on her with a different girl every day of the week, so I'll send her new flowers.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I think it's so important to not cheat. Like everybody came up to me like when my marriage was getting, dissolving, blah blah blah. It's like, you should go out and just, plow the world like like I was some sort of weird farmer. I was like, what are you talking about? That's madness. And I was like, no, everybody calm down. First of all, I got kids. Second of all, I don't want to get anything crazy.
Yeah, but see, don't you think that there is more pressure on the man, especially on the man, to come up with something extraordinary at the beginning of the relationship?
Excuse me, you're telling me exactly what I want to talk about because it doesn't seem like. And by the way, if you overdo it, then you're told, oh, you're not consistent. Okay? So you got to be really careful that you don't overdo it. I remember giving someone some really nice earrings at the beginning of the relationship for the first Christmas. And apparently people thought that the earrings every year were just going to upgrade. I don't know where you could have gone from that. It was my fault. It's my fault, okay?
Well, of course, there is you just open the door and there is a necklace and there is a bracelet. And there's a lot of other things and they're sets. So there's the next step. Come on.
Yeah.
You should have talked to me then.
I had no idea. I was locking it in. I was like, oh, okay, this is good. I like that. Good job, girl. I'm gonna lock this in. And when you play in that game, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and say, "Is that your final answer?" Yes.
And then you have to watch how much you're spending for it too, because it might be appraised. Another funny story: a friend of mine came from another town, and I helped him pick engagement ring for his girlfriend.
Okay.
Different shape. I picked a pear shape because he wanted to make her feel that she's different from any others.
Okay.
And the ring was representing actually how he felt about her. So we picked beautiful ring. We went to Diamond District. I found my countryman, so I got him extremely good price. Mm-hmm. And we went to Tiffany's, and exact the same ring was over $15,000.
Yeah. You always buy your. For those of you who don't know anything about New York, there is a place called the Diamond District. There are a few different places like that in New York. Yeah. The Diamond District is one. There are other places where the Fashion District. You can go and get the greatest deals from some of the greatest artisans and craftsmen in the world, very often Jewish, who, if you can find one of them who actually is like, in some way simpatico with you, you can get, and that's where I got all my jewelry. And I wasn't paying an inordinate amount of money, but they are all worth a lot of money when you get it and go get it in
So,
place. Yeah, and by the way, you're paying 2 times the amount. Anytime you go to Tiffany, you're gonna get 2 times the amount.
you pay
What
for the name.
happened?
You pay for the name. So
Yeah.
he paid like 4,500 cash, and it was $15,000. And guess what? It's like to the T, the marking of the diamonds and everything in a weight and a clarity, everything was the same. He went home, he proposed, she was enchanted with the ring. She appraised it.
Okay.
She went to appraise the ring, how much
Yeah.
he spent.
Yeah, many people do that.
How can you do that?
What do you mean? You know, Agnes, sometimes I think you're not actually a female. Because these are the things that women do. They will act like they don't. They want to look at your phone now. Now it's an additional thing. They want to look at your phone because they want to check to see if you're cheating. They praise every gift that you give them, or they definitely talk it over with their girlfriends, no question. But what you're saying is she shouldn't have done that. Yeah, you're right. She shouldn't have, but
Absolutely
you better
not.
recognize.
You know what? 13 years with my husband, I
Yeah.
still don't know his password for the phone.
Why would you do that? It's not necessary. If you trust the person, then you shouldn't need it. But at the same time, if you trust the person, you can also say, hey, here it is if you want it. Problem is that once she takes it, I'll just pack everything and then burn down the house. Sorry, you asked me for what? Are you out of your mind?
The thing is that okay, when you are very insecure, when I was a teenager, when I had a boyfriend, oh my God, you will look at another girl, you don't love me, oh my God, like you know, if I have to be in a relationship that I have to look behind my shoulder constantly, what kind of relationship is this?
Yeah, then it's not actually a real relationship. It's just goofy nonsense. And the truth is, like early on in our relationship, oh, it was kind of cute. But no. Later on,
it's not cute.
Major problem. You're just like, what? These are people I work with. Like I was literally sitting. We were newlyweds at the time. Mm-hmm. There's no way I was going to be doing anything. We were newlyweds. I was so happy and proud to be a husband. And,
this is my life, right? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We went to this thing. We sat down. One of my coworkers sat down beside me, and she's like, "Oh, you know how women will sit down beside you?" Oh my gosh. Wife gets up and like pushes her over. Oh, it almost got to a fight. I was like, what's happening? And I had never seen her behave like that before. It was so very interesting. It's like, these are just women I work with and I work with every day. And it's just a thing. But,
you know, when someone is staring at my husband, I am actually, it's like, honey, stand up straight, smile. Well, what's wrong with you? I'm proud.
Yeah.
I'm proud of the fact, like, okay, you can look, but he's mine.
Yeah. Who wants someone that you don't want anybody that nobody else wants. You want someone that somebody.
Exactly.
But at the same time, you better calm down. You can't like freak out that someone else is actually interested in your husband. I mean, it makes sense that they're interested, or else otherwise they're nothing. So I guess it works against a guy if he's constantly saying, "I don't cheat and I'm not cheating with anybody." I guess it makes sense to say, "Yeah, I got propositioned like 3 times today. People want me."
No, sometimes we come back home with funny stories and then we laugh about it.
Okay, like what? You're gonna tell me a story?
Oh, someone started bringing him coffee and all that. I said, okay, like it's all nice. Or someone make a comment. I was walking and someone wanted to bite part of my body.
Oh, there are children watching. Yeah. Oh my gosh, this is the one I got.
I came home and I'm like, honey, you're not gonna believe this. What was told today on the street? We laughed. But you know, this is New York.
I was told. Yeah. Well, exactly. That's the other thing. New York is. People will say random things without caring about or thinking about it for a sec at all. Like you just walk by. That construction worker thing, that is real in New York. Real,
Yes,
real
yes,
thing.
yes.
However, I have seen women go back and say, "All right, what are we doing? What are we doing?" And they, oh, because it's like a goofy thing that you do with your guy friends. It's not like a real, it's kind of scary and weird. But yeah, Valentine's Day and oh my gosh, yeah, a work husband. This is another thing that I
Hmm.
do want to talk about. The work husband. I'm sorry, you should not be discussing. I think I'm revealing a little bit of myself right here. You
Maybe
should not be discussing everything that's happening at your home with your husband, with your work husband, because he gets to be whatever you want him to be. As a matter of fact, he morphs into the anti home husband because he knows all the problems if you're telling him all the problems, right? So you go to him and you say, "Oh my God, I can't stand my husband. He spent 5 hours on top of me last night. I cannot be, it's way too much." He's like, "Well, you know what? I would never do that. I'd do it for 30 minutes. I was like, "What? How dare you? Of course you're going to say that. You're just going to say whatever you want to say because she said this thing, right?"
uh,
What? That's not a good example.
that's a little bit, at certain point, those lines can get blurred.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'd rather have a good girlfriend, or like, like, I don't get me wrong. I can be open and discuss a lot, because it's good to have a guy friend
Fine.
to get
Fine.
the
Bounce it
perspective,
off him. Yes.
you know.
But if he's bringing you more flowers than your husband's bringing you on Valentine's Day, or you're having conversations with him that are uh, too intimate or too revealing, those things like eventually lead to, possible emotional connection, right? I think there's a problem there to have too much of an emotional connection with the dude at work. You have a husband at home, which I guess is why everybody decided that they were going to not that they were not going they didn't want their wives to go to work for a long time. Look, no. Let them go to work. Find some dude
Yeah.
to talk to, right? Or if you watch what is that show? The advertising one with Don. You know the one I'm talking about? You know that old show? Jeez, killing me now. But yeah, that's an interesting thing to have your wife go to the work and then expect to to have the guy at the work. Of course, he seems like a better guy because he's been informed everything that you're doing at home. Your real husband is doing at home. So work husbands, I don't like you. That's all. I'm revealing something about myself today. I don't like you, work husbands.
Yeah,
And it's
I would not like the work wife's idea either, because, see, they don't have to live with the consequences of certain decisions.
no.
That might be okay, because, let's say, I'll make some decisions, I take some decisions, and you will tell me, you know what, this is great, go for it. Now you don't have to live the consequences if something blows up in my face.
Hmm.
Now, you do not know my husband's circumstances, so it might not work for him for his reasons. So,
Yes, of course.
um, yeah, those work spouses, no, I don't like it.
They're not. It's a
No, not
weird
at
thing, but it is what it is. It does exist. And so I guess what do? They got to have some sort of line because if there's someone constantly bringing you food, constantly bringing you stuff, you're like, you know, what have you done for me lately? No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. It's just there are many more touch points that can be had at work because you're spending 8 hours with the person and there's no pressure, right? But at home, it's like a different thing. I'm just saying, be wary of the housewives, the work
work.
wives and the work husbands.
See, but that's when I have wonderful girlfriends that we can sit down, we can bitch and moan about our husbands,
Okay. Okay.
about our kids, about our families, and
Yeah.
then when someone walks in, it's like, "Hi, how you doing?" No one holds grudges or anything because they all understand that there is a need just to vent.
Yeah.
That this is harmless venting.
Yeah.
They understand that I can moan and bitch and then turn around and go and hug and kiss that person, and there is no problem.
Although.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. And I hope
That's
it's exactly like what you said. So the scary thing is,
no,
yeah,
but
sometimes it's
that's
not.
what it is. We all need to talk.
You
We
do
all
want to
need to
vent. You want
vent.
to talk. Yeah, yeah,
And with opposite sex, there might be always,
yeah.
that
It's
that
something like
intent, because when there is emotional bond, sometimes like I said, it's very easy to start blurring the lines of friendship and something else.
right, right, right. And that's the thing. That's the thing. I mean, there's nothing wrong. It's, it's such an
You know what?
interesting
I
thing.
have to, I have to check. I have every couple that I officiate a wedding, I give 10 golden rules for happy marriage.
Okay.
One of them is do not flirt.
Do not flirt. I
Do
can't
not
even
flirt.
stop it. I can't stop it. I was told that when I talk to women, I have a different voice. When I talk to men, I have a different voice. And I can do something in between as well. So is that you laughing at me? But is that considered flirting
Yeah,
simply because
I see.
you like
No,
let me
I'm
just
sorry.
take
I
away
saw you in action. I saw you in
that.
action. Networking.
Yeah.
You are you have this infectious energy that is
Okay.
drawing people. I
Okay.
didn't see any difference the way you were approaching females or males at the events, networking events. I
Oh,
didn't see that.
okay.
I just saw the spark of energy, and it's like, okay, what can I do for you? No, how can I help you? Okay, this is great. And you have this, like, you're pulling people in.
We're going to record this and make it a short. And I'm going to play it all the time to tell people that I'm not out here flirting with everybody all the time simply because I'm using what I guess is the bedroom voice. Hi, I'm here to network with you in a different way from,
You never
yo,
talk to me this way. You never
my
talk to
friend.
any.
Of course not. Of course not. It's the same person every time, but that's what I was told. It is the perception sometimes of the person looking on, and what are they going to do?
I'm sorry, I'm going to tell you this, but
You're
see,
sorry, but you're
no,
still
no,
going to
no,
tell
hold on,
me.
hold on. In the past, I had that problem, like, oh, why are you talking like this, or why are you talking like that, or whatever. Um, if someone is doing something
Yeah.
behind your back,
Hmm.
they usually will judge you based on their behavior.
Bing. Okay.
Just saying, you know.
Yeah. Wow. You heard that, ladies and gentlemen. You heard that. Well, I hope you heard that. This is such a non-loving post Valentine's show. We're talking about all the bad things that could happen.
Relationships are very complicated.
They are
Relationships are
complicated.
very complicated.
Right, right.
Female and male friendships can be complicated if you are not on the same page. But doesn't matter if there's a friendship or a marriage or any type of relationship, you have to be on the same page.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
And if
So
you are open, listen, I'm not funny story. I'm full of them. I I met this guy at work, and he was fantastic friend, and I, to the point that he picked my hair from my face. He Oh, this is so nice. I was 150% sure he's gay. I
oh,
felt so comfortable with him. He was the best of my friends. I confided in him, and it was fantastic, to the point that at a certain point, when he took my hand and we walked and he held my hand, it was fine with me because I thought he's just there for friendship. Yeah.
And what happened? I'm waiting on the other shoe to drop here.
His heart got broken. He was just so.
Was he the guy who was shouting about biting the parts of you? Is that the same
No,
guy?
no, but I felt horrible. I felt horrible that I didn't
Pick
had
up on the
the
fact that,
conversation with
yeah,
him. That,
yeah,
listen, we
yeah,
okay, you like my blouse, you like the color, you like the fabric, you like my hair and whatever. This is great. And I thought that we had understanding, that we are just friends.
right.
And
But no,
when he asked me out, and
it's not gay at all. He was
what
just,
do you mean out? Just didn't know. The things are coming out, and like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
it's good.
You know, so I felt horrible. That felt horrible, but at the same time, again, talk and talk and talk to your friends, even with friends. When there's an opposite sex friendship, talk, have everything laid out. You
Yeah.
know,
Oh wow. Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, because you so funny. You didn't ask anybody else. Is he gay or something? No, everybody else was like, oh, they're doing it.
no, no, no. Actually, a lot of people thought that that's what it was. That was
That
the
he was
case.
gay. That he
Yeah,
was. Oh,
yeah,
really?
yeah. He was just very gentle. He was very, uh, very. He paid attention to
Yes.
everything. He
Yeah.
paid attention to
Hmm.
everything,
Hmm.
and he was so gentle around me. And I don't know how else to say it, but yeah, you like this.
This is the nightmare of every man who has ever been friend zoned ever.
Yeah,
Like this is where you're being put in the zone where you're the friend because you've been so attentive and because basically you've gone just a little bit more and paid way too much attention, and now you're not.
yeah.
Such an interesting thing. Like you can get right in that space where instead of being attractive to the woman, you're just like, oh my gosh, you're the person who I go to cry with when the other guy breaks my heart. Oh my god.
I cried on his shoulder. I literally cried on his shoulder. That was at that time. It was
Uh-huh.
like, yeah,
Ah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
So the whole time he's like, yeah, I'm next, I'm next, I'm next. And no.
he was such a nice guy. He was such a lovely, lovely guy.
Nah, he wasn't. He wasn't nice enough, apparently. Well, is that the problem? Because too nice, then you can't, right? Then it's a problem too. It's not a turn on.
Well, depending what you're going for in your life.
Okay, if you say so.
Really, depending what you want. If you're looking for a nice guy, then there you go. If you're looking
Yeah,
for a macho guy, then if you're going for a bad boy,
right,
but
right,
there are
right.
different type of men, and like there are different type of women.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
women usually get, when they're too nice and too easygoing, they're being pushed aside because men would like a challenge.
Huh, interesting. I'm running. Which women are so easygoing? I haven't met any of those. I got
You
work to do.
you were looking for a challenge. You were
I
looking
guess,
for a
maybe.
challenge. Come on, you
Yeah,
know
no,
it.
no low hanging fruit for me. No, I
No,
want
but
to fight to the death.
I
Come
do
on.
have to tell you, a lot of women that when they are too soft, like, okay, listen, oh yes, okay, this is okay, great, so let's get together, let's do this, and then it's like, oh no, this is too easy. How come? So when everything is under guys' noses on a silver platter,
Yeah,
you're like, this is too
yeah,
easy.
yeah.
This
Oh,
no,
and it's not just that too. We also put you in like a different level. Like this is my Madonna. So if I even do decide I'm gonna marry her, I'm gonna marry her and treat her like the mother of my children and the queen of my home. And then I'm gonna go out and have as many torrid affairs that I can with as many other weirdo people outside at the same time. So yeah, you kind of have to watch out. I mean, can a woman be both? Can she be the Madonna and be the Mary Magdalene at the same time? You know what I mean? And that's the idea. Like, can he be both of the
You
things?
just guys want it all.
Yeah, yeah.
You just want you want
Are you
you
saying
want to
we
stay.
want it
You
all as
just
men?
want to have
Oh
state
no!
a state of a woman to be a mother, a fantastic homemaker, and a
Right,
tigress in another room.
right. You know, specifically in the bedroom or the kitchen
Yeah, yeah.
or the living room, downstairs in the den. How about outside in the backyard? Whichever
Put
room
your
you can
mind
get,
back on the
whichever
show.
room I can get it
Put
in.
your mind back on the show. Oh my
Okay, that's it. This is now TVMA, not for kids at all.
God. No, no, not even below 14.
No, not even. It's NC-17 right here. All right, ladies and gents, I don't know if there's anything else. I'm waiting on the emails, people. I have not been seeing any. I want you to reach out to us if you want to be a part of the conversation. If you are a person who wants to chit chat with us or has questions that you'd like Agnes to answer, or something that you'd like me to, I guess, goof off about, whatever, send your email to mailbag@lovedeathandtaxes.com. And so get in on part of the conversation because we love to have you talk to you or talk to you about whatever is happening. Let me see if there's anybody who came on here today. We did this at a weird time today. Normally we do this at 4 p.m. So
Yes, yes.
yeah, I'm not seeing anybody on here. Probably
Well,
people.
people are usually still working at this
Oh
time.
yeah, one would hope that they're still working. This is NFFAP. This is not fit for work right now. People are like, oh, they're gonna watch this episode at home tonight instead. But yeah, it is what it is. It's good to see you, Agnes. I'm
Great
looking
seeing you
for.
too.
Yeah,
It's been a while. It's been a while.
a week. But yeah, ladies and gents, I hope you take us up on that. And next week Thursday, we have a one of those mixers for PPNY.
Yes.
So I'll be out doing that. But also next week, the kids are out of school, so it's kind of like hanging out and doing that stuff. I'll reach out to you, talk to you about some other things as well. But ladies and G's, unless you have something else to say, you got anything else for
Oh,
them?
just feel
Taxes.
free. Yeah, feel free if you have any type of relationship crisis or anything. We're here for you to help you out. And yes, the tax season. So we're gonna have a little bit more advices for you next week when it comes to
Okay,
that as well.
that's right. That's right. Next week we're going to talk a lot more about taxes and what's happening. I do want to talk about the fact that they sent out some sort of message that says that some people should hold off, but I do know that they've sent out billions of dollars in refund checks already because I heard that and saw that on the news. So if you did not know that, Agnes is the president, CEO, and owner of Tax Resolutions and Bookkeeping LLC, and she assists people with their specific tax problems when it gets crazy. Not this regular filing. This is when the IRS is knocking at your door, picking up the phone. They got your phone number on speed dial, and you're getting the calls and the whatever else, and you're like, what is happening? No, they don't call you, right? That's actually not true, right?
Well, they can they will call, but they will send when it's an agent assigned to your case already,
Yeah.
and they will
Okay.
call to come and they will come visit you.
Yeah, yeah. And there are things, oh, dang. Yeah, they'll show up, huh? We want to
They
see
do.
these papers. Oh, boy. Yeah, that's not something I would want. So if that is not something you want to call Agnes and check it out over at nytaxresolutions.com or Tax Resolutions and Bookkeeping LLC. All right, Agnes, so I'll see you next week.
Absolutely.
All right, nice.
I'll
Yeah.
see you.
All right, bye, bye, bye.